Marlo super chatted $4.99. Yo, Abba and Preach just dropped a video calling out Sneako.
Hey. When? $2 minutes ago? Wow. Oh. Wow, dude. Hey, okay, I'm gonna watch it. I had no intention of watching it. I didn't even know 2 minutes ago this dropped. It's not even on like listed on their channel because of how it just dropped. Bro, I've been talking about this for a while now. It's one of the things that upsets me and frustrates me because I have a lot of respect for like Abba and Preach. And Abba specifically is like close to Sneako in like a little more of a way. I know Sneako looks up to Abba specifically. They've talked before. He tries to educate him, and he's gone that route of like, yo, this is why you're wrong, and it's not working for Sneako. And I'm like, bro, call this guy out. They didn't call him out at all in that video with DJ Academics, even though DJ Academics was being very disrespectful. And the second he said Sneako started being disrespectful too. I think it's embarrassing, and sometimes people just need some tough love, and like Abba's the one that needs to give it. So I've been pretty critical of that because it's frustrating. So clearly they actually watch my videos. They probably don't watch my videos. But so like this is a video criticizing Sneako. Good. And it's like like here's the thing, because I don't like Sneako. I probably never will. But here's my thing. From like when I talk about the perspective of like saying that like of being, oh my God, I can't even speak. When I talk from the perspective of like I'm disappointed that Abba hasn't really called him out on it, it's not from a perspective where I want him to like rain a banhammer down on this kid. It's like, yo, this is your guy, and he looks up to you, and like you're the one that could say some shit and like knock some sense into him. That's what it comes from. Some people just respond to that better. I'm one of the people who responds to that better. I've talked about that all the time, bro. You know what I mean? Sometimes I need a kick in the ass from somebody that I respect. You know? So, like, that's what it comes down to. Here we go. Well, I can't be the first to comment. Let's watch.
So Abba, the Apple and Peach video.
And yeah, it's called What Zero Accountability Looks Like, the truth about why Sneako was deplatformed. There we go. Good. All right.
Did about you. Watch the Abba, the Apple and Peach video he did about you. Bro, these blue pill people only focus on the shit that, bro, you know what is newsworthy and what Abba and Preach should be about if they're a commentary channel who cares about free speech? They should have made a video talking about the fact that I got deplatformed off of most of these social media sites. But he didn't. It doesn't matter.
I mean, bro, this guy got deplatformed. Bro, you want to know what? You want to know the real reason why this guy got deplatformed, why I feel like he got deplatformed? Okay? The COVID misinformation was a bad thing. I think a lot of people were really angry. A lot of people, and they might be sensitive, but when he fucking was making that very aggressive video about like simulating, you know, intercourse with that girl Chad, it wasn't like some kind of essay situation, but like that's harassment, bro. People were pissed about that. The false allegations he leveraged against Brandon Buckingham, people were pissed about that. So we want to blame it on like, oh, I'm talking free speech. Bro, you're being incredibly disrespectful. And like people are tired of us. They mass reported you. Also the anti-Semitism, of course. Right? That's part of it as well. A lot of anti-Semitism, stuff like that. So it's not this like it's like this victim complex. Oh, I'm just speaking facts. Bro, conservatives like Shapiro, Walsh, all these guys, they've been saying the same shit. They're not banned. Clearly it's not that. Clearly it's not that. Oh, COVID's not real, blah, blah, blah. Although Shapiro says that he believes it's real and people should get vaccinated, but he doesn't think that we should force people, which I tend to agree with. But yeah, Brandon Buckingham stuff. Yeah, chat with Nick Fuentes. Yeah. Oh, guys, they took my channel down because I'm the Senate watched my video, guys. They watched Nick Fuentes talking about how Jewish people are a threat, the anti-Semitic stuff that's the rhetoric that caused the Holocaust. They're not looking at you, brother. If they were, then that means Destiny, Gideon, and Abba are also on that list. But they are not. I think that the four of them were there. Did I make 5 people? Maybe Abba wasn't there at that point. But you get my point. Let's keep going.
My man's out here right now lecturing me, talking about, oh, Abba, if you cared, you would have talked about my deplatforming. Deplatforming is a big problem. Bro, you out here sucking off Fresh and Fit, 2 guys who try to DMCA strike and get a bunch of channels deplatformed.
Damn. Wow. Damn. That was a lot. I didn't think of that. Shit. Same thing with DJ Academics, bro. He does the same thing because I had like an issue where I had like a video talking about that. They take shit down. Damn.
Right? You haven't sat in on a podcast with them and had a long form discussion. All of a sudden, now that you're suffering, deplatforming is a big problem. If you felt so strongly, you probably would have said something, but you don't, because now you need to suck off their teats just to be able to make some dimes.
Damn. A little more aggressive than I thought it would be. Okay. Jesus.
Congratulations. You played yourself. Everybody warned you left and right that you probably shouldn't be doing this. Nigga, you can't swim. And then you decide.
Don't say that word. Oh, dude, I can't do it. I was talking about this yesterday, bro. It's going to be in my head.
Deep end with the sharks, found out shit's a little steep. And all of a sudden you want everybody to jump in there. Save your ass. You were warned, brother. I don't think it's a good thing. I don't like seeing you being devoured. But what more can a man do? Like J. Cole says, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. That's you.
That's one of the things, too, is that when Sneako, he came after KSI because KSI said the same thing, but nicer. He's like, yeah, man, we warned Sneako. He got banned. I don't know what to tell you. And Sneako's like, see, he's celebrating my deplatform. Bro, he wasn't celebrating shit. He wasn't celebrating shit, bro. But the fact that Sneako's constantly talking about, apparently it probably happens behind the scenes, too, about how how Abba should put his neck on the line and his platform on the line to defend, to defend him. That's annoying. That's all I'm gonna say. That's annoying, right? Like that's like somebody in the real, bro. I don't even know how to explain it. It's one of those situations where like somebody asks you to do a favor for them, and then when you don't do it for them, they just like keep harassing you about it as if they're entitled to that favor. I can't really come up with a specific instance because like you know what kind of shit I'm talking about. You know, somebody maybe like, yo, can I borrow like $50? Like, bro, I don't have the money, and they're like, oh, yo, if you're a real friend, you'd be like. You know what I'm saying? Like that's some childish ass shit.
Today's topic, Sneako is deplatformed. After our last video, I was contacted and basically told like, hey, why would you cover the fact that I was on Fresh and Fit and not the fact.
Oh, Sneako reached out to him. Bro, Sneako reached out to him after that video that leveraged zero criticism against him. The lack of self-awareness is fucking insane. Because my criticism was like, yo, you didn't give that guy any shit. Sneako, dude, the boldness. Yo, how come you're talking about this Fresh and Fit thing, but you're not talking about my band? Damn. Yo, that's proof that Sneako is not self-aware, bro.
The fact that I was deplatformed, and I was like, okay. And the reason why I didn't cover the deplatforming, to be honest with you, Sneako, is because I got some bad things to say, you know.
See? He has bad things to say, and he wanted to hold back from his friend, and I can respect that. But sometimes you got to give him a hard hit, brother.
No, it's true.
That's crazy.
Listen.
By not talking about it, he made you a favor that you asked for it.
No,
and it was like,
what?
Hey.
But there's two things that are true at the same time. Okay. One, I think the issue with deplatforming on this platform and others becoming more rampant is a problem. Okay?
Sure,
the fact that people cannot even be posting stuff and be removed from every social.
Bro, it's not like, listen, a hot take. Even with the Ethan's deplat, even with him getting like a strike because he made that joke. I already talked about it in detail. I'm not going to qualify everything that I'm saying here. I'm going to have like 2 videos about it already. But like even that, it's like, dude, people are pearl clutching the fuck out of everything. Shit's going crazy. Nico obviously went farther than that, but you know what I mean? Like, if I had the choice, I wouldn't have banned the guy. But like, there were some issues that this guy was doing. He was pushing around anti-Semitic rhetoric. He was being like, he was harassing other creators, like legitimately harassing other creators. You know, like he was Brandon Buckingham and Chad in different ways. You know, this is some real shit. You know, he was fucking, when he talked to Nick Fuentes, I say this all the time. You know, this Sneako's the guy who will deny every objective fact and statistic about COVID and say like, no. But then Fuentes will come on, even though they're objective statistics, but Fuentes will come on and be like, you know what, Black and Hispanic people, they're just biologically dumber. And Sneako's like, can you show me a statistic on that? And it's like crazy how like you're anti-statistic when something disaligns with you, if it's mainstream, but if it's not a mainstream thing, you'll sit and you'll listen to somebody. And that's some dangerous ass shit. Like, that's a fucking crazy standard, bro. Like, it's crazy. You shouldn't be putting up with that kind of fucking shit. And it's fucking crazy, dude.
Like, I'm not for it, okay? On the other hand, Sneako being deplatformed was one of the most unsurprising things of 2022. The reason being is I was telling him this for months. I was telling him that, 1, if he keeps going on this way, he's going to lose everything. 2, that he was not only going to lose his channel, Sneako, where he's live streaming, but the main one where he does nothing. Why? Because YouTube has.
You know what the third strike Sneako got on his channel? That's the funniest strike. Like the thing that actually got him to be like legitimately banned. It's because he decided to post. He did like a ban evasion thing. Like he got banned on one channel, which means you can't post on any other channel on YouTube. And so he posted an update that he's banned on his other channel. And they're like, oh, ban evasion. They pulled him down. You know? So, you know, you kind of messed up there. Hey, that lesson though taught me. Now I know. Because I would have never known in case I got like a ban. You know?
has a rule in place where if you're acting wild or you're doing all kinds of crazy stuff, or they want you off the platform and they decide to give you 3 strikes or whatever, they get rid of everything. Why would it make sense for a platform to deem the fact that you aren't fit for their channel, their platform, that you are an issue and that you are a problem, and then let you keep another channel where you get to do a lot of the same kind of content?
It's like when you get barred from a club, and then you come back and it's like, yo, you're banned from here. Yeah, but I got a different fit. They don't care.
They don't care. They don't care.
You're banned. It's a person.
So
yeah, it makes sense.
On one hand, you don't want to see the homie lose his money. No. On the other, you're doing shit that's gonna make you lose your money. You're being warned about it multiple times. You're out here bringing out folks who are white.
Yeah, and I remember watching him on. I forget who the other guys he was watching. Was it Play? I don't know. I don't know what the was guy. But they were like, yeah, man, I forget who it was. Maybe you guys can like educate me or like remind me who it is. But they were like, yeah, we have some raunchy content and we put it on Patreon because we know that it's not okay for YouTube. And sometimes you just got to play the game. You know, put some of that stuff behind a paywall. Some of the more raunchier stuff. And sometimes you have to play the game. You have to play by the rules. You have to do what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean that you're like making it, you're being dishonest. Sometimes you just like, if you have something raunchy to say, put it on put it somewhere else. Because like, here's my thing. If you're like, oh, freedom of speech. So like, what's the difference between you saying whatever dumb shit you want to say versus somebody putting up porn on YouTube? Playback. Thank you. Right? It's like, yeah, you could do that. Do it put it behind a paywall. You know what I'm saying? Some things are just not fit for like YouTube, and the anti-Semitic COVID denier shit is obviously not fit. And I've said it before. I don't think that people should have got banned for the COVID denial shit. I got a strike for that actually on my channel. I didn't even know what I forgot what I had said. But like, I think that they should put something under the video, like that educates people. But like, still, you know what I mean? Like, play by the rules, bro. You know, play by the rules.
White supremacists, folks who are talking about race realism, doing crazy.
Yeah, now he has Patreon, but he was shaming Playback because they put some shit behind their Patreon. He's like, oh, you should do it. And it's like, you're censoring, you're doing this, bro. What do you want me to tell you, bro? You know what I mean?
Crazy stuff. Your clips are showing up in the Senate. You wilded. You being warned. Hey, I let my nuts hang. I'm real. You guys are bots. Okay, well, guess what? You got what you wanted. You're out of the matrix. I'm not celebrating. I don't think it's great, but I think sometimes people got to learn their lessons. You don't want to listen to nobody? Nobody can tell you nothing? Okay. This is what happens. Some of the stuff my man was doing was wild.
Can I just say something though? Like, this is one of the crazy things. So, again, I was banned on TikTok. I know I talk about it all the time. And I had like a good following. I had 2.5 million. I had like a lot of people, right? When I got banned on TikTok, I reached out to zero content creators asking them to help me out and like asking them to like use their platform to advocate for me. And I did that intentionally. I had one content creator. His name is Curly Daddy 101. I'm gonna call him out specifically. This is his channel. He's trying to, do his thing on YouTube. But like, and he reached out and he's like, Papa Gut, like, they fucked you over. I'm gonna make videos about it. And I said, bro, don't. I said, don't even do it. He's a good guy. And I said, bro, don't do it. Because I got taken down for some dumb shit I did. Whether I feel like I should have got taken, and I don't feel like I should have got taken down because I was like disengaging from the content. I didn't even get like I got like a 1 week ban like a year and a half prior to this, and then I got like no violations outside of that. They went right to the ban, but I was like, bro, don't try to go down with the ship. Like, I'm not gonna ask other people to put their platforms on the line when I fucked up. Like, that's just a shit, but like that's shit behavior. So I didn't ask anybody. I didn't reach out to any of like my friends. I didn't reach out to Curly or Joe Bart or any of these other guys that like I was friends with big platforms to be like, yo, can you help? No, man. You got to fucking, as a man, as a person, as a responsible adult, you make your own mistakes and you live and die on them. You don't beg other people to go down with the shit, bro. You don't try to hurt their money. That's how you're supposed to do it, bro. You don't beg other people to help you out. And if you ask them and they don't do it, that's their prerogative. That's their decision. And you respect that decision.
Talking about another female creator and then simulating himself banging her, okay, on a platform for a good 30 to a minute, okay, it's wild.
Then I flew to Bucharest, Romania to meet with Andrew Tate and be on his podcast, and they hit me with the cyberbullying strike for a viral video that was uploaded 2 months ago. If it's not obvious, anything can be labeled as cyberbullying and anything can be labeled as harassment.
It's just, he glossed over the cyberbullying stuff, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure, I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about.
You know what's so funny about the internet?
Yeah, it was sexual. Dude, I even said this in my video. Because Nick is not green made a video about this, and he was like, this is sexual assault. And I was like, no, it's not. But it is harassment. And if they pulled it down, I'd be fine with this pull down. And they decided to. This shit was out of pocket, bro. You can't go around pretending to fuck other creators and like, oh yeah, like you can't be doing that shit, dude. It's harassment. You know what I mean? It's inappropriate. I'm fine with them pulling this shit down, bro. Bro, where I used to work, bro, these fucking, listen, where I used to work, there's these women that get fucking sexually harassed every day. Like, there's this guy who used to, like, follow them to their car, be like, I'm not interested. He still follow them to their cars. I work with the guy. He's fucking scumbag. You know what I mean? Like, making women uncomfortable, bro. So they decided to take action against it. And they took them a while to do it, but they did it. You know? What do you want me to tell you, bro?
It hides the fact, and like this feminist garbage hides the fact that she's attracted to that guy making the videos. It is what it is. Girls, you can vouch for it. You know it's true.
And if you want to make that comment, that's fine, even if it's a dumb comment. But like that, it's crazy.
She would. And you know what's true? What's so predictable? You could tell by the way she's talking that she hasn't been properly in a long time.
And even that would have been fine, but it doesn't stop there, bro.
It's been a while. So she's on the internet making this garbage video, promoting all this feminist garbage to your fucking lonely girls in the comment section. What you really need, Chad, is some yeah. Shut up with your feminism. Yeah, come here. That's
out of pocket shit, bro.
That's what you need. You need some sense. Fuck back into you. And you know what they're going to do right after they did that? They're going to clip that part and say, I'm an incel problematic, but you know it's true. You can hear it in her voice. She hasn't been properly in too long. And now you make
they're paying the whole goddamn thing.
No sense. That's what happens, man.
Bro, this man simulates sex like a virgin. Okay. But moving past that. Yeah, he did that about another YouTuber. Guess what? YouTube will come down. But you cannot do it on the job in front of millions of people. I don't know what people don't understand about this. There's plenty of things I can do at home with my homies or say with my homies. I can't do it in front of y'all. I don't know what workplace you can ever exist in where you can simulate yourself fucking in front of customers, in front of advertisers, you can't do that.
Get fucking fired, boy.
You didn't really see what was that wrong with it. It's not like my man did something innocuous or something that's like, with this? No, a lot of this stuff was pretty clear cut. Like, yeah, you're definitely violating the rules that exist. And it pains me to say this because a young man who, if he knew how to be smarter about some things and wasn't so just like, I want to be real, you look real dumb. Honestly, that's all it is.
He's not trying to be real, though. Can we stop giving him that much charitability? He's not trying to be real, bro. He's trying to be provocative. He's not trying to talk about real shit, because if he was, then he wouldn't let like dumb shit get in the way of his message. He's just trying to be a provocative, antagonistic asshole. I truly think that this kid just hates women now, and he has like a real issue with women. He blames everything on women because of like the relationship that he had with that girl that like he watched her have sex with another man. And I'm not even saying that to be dismissed, to be disrespectful right now. I'm saying that to be like real. Like this guy's life ideology like shifted like heavy. Like he was already more conservative and all that, which is fine. But he shifted towards disrespectful and like hateful towards women in mainstream after he watched his girl get fucking railed. And like it fucked his brain up. And like now he's taking it out on everybody. So like this guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he let that it's the same as fucking Dura. It's the same as all these women. Like this is the same as the women he would call out that are like, I hate all men because they had bad experiences with men. He's the same thing. That like you can't be like, oh, because some women hate men because of bad experiences with men. Okay, and you know people call that. Then sometimes they go way too far to the feminist side. As Sneako would call that girl out, but like he's doing the same goddamn thing. He's just going too far to like the meninist side. I don't know what you'd say. Same fucking shit, bro. Same shit. You know, it's completely emotionally driven, bro. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
If you were just a bit, you could have had longevity. You could have reached so many more people, had so much more influence. Actually, that is what Andrew Tate said after he got banned. After he got banned, he said, I should have been smarter about my messaging. I should have been smarter about this and that. Why? Because he recognized that the way he was acting was too wild to be viewed by this many people. Extra viewership brings extra money, brings extra scrutiny. Or as Biggie Smalls would say, more money, more problems. It's a conflicting thing. It's not good. I'm not happy. This is not a great thing. But if you're being honest, this is unsurprising. And secondly, you could even make the case that it's pretty well deserved. The moment he did that shit to that girl, I was already like, YouTube's on your ass. She's talking to her YouTube manager. Other people are talking to their YouTube reps. They've been tweeting at YouTube. It's like, bro, when you cross that line, of course. What YouTuber do you think is going to get away with themselves simulating fucking another YouTuber? Now, if you're with the boys at home, that's one thing. Bro, this is your job.
Bro.
Guess what? YouTube, as cool as it is and how everybody seems family, it's a job. You got managers, you got lawyers, you got agents, you got middlemen, you got negotiators.
You got guidelines. You got guidelines.
You got contracts.
In a workplace, you can't dress a certain way. You got guidelines. And it's funny because it made me think of
Bravo, if you're at work and you call someone gay, that could, like, if they get upset by that, that's sexual harassment. I just want you to understand. Like, that, like, the bar is pretty, like, you know, they're aggressive about that shit. I would justifiably so, bro.
The story when I was working customer service on the phone, and there was this girl I was complaining about the company, and the company didn't do nothing about that. And one day, the cops come and took the girl. I mean, the girl left the call center in handcuffs. Yeah. And I liked the girl. The girl was great. Cool dude. Yeah. We had fun. I'm like, what did the girl do? And they told me, well, she was selling credit cards from the client to someone else. And I was like...
Watch the Apple and Peach video he did about you. Bro, these blue pill people, only focus on the shit that, bro, you know what is newsworthy and what Abba and Priest should be about if they're a commentary channel who cares about free speech? They should have made a video talking about the fact that I got deplatformed off of most of these social media sites.
Bro, this kid's on his victim mentality, bro. He thinks it's everybody else's responsibility to talk about him getting fucking deplatformed.
But he didn't. It doesn't matter.
My man's out here right now lecturing me, talking about, oh, Abba, if you care,
I took this fucking personally. I'll say that.
you would have talked about my deplatforming. Deplatforming is a big problem. Bro, you out here sucking off Fresh and Fit, two guys who try to DMCA strike and get a bunch of channels deplatformed, right? You haven't sat in on a podcast with them and had a long-form discussion. All of a sudden, now that you're suffering, deplatforming is a big problem. If you felt so strongly, you probably would have said something, but you don't, because now you need to suck off their teats just to be able to make some dimes. Congratulations,
brother.
You played yourself. Everybody warned you left and right that you probably shouldn't be doing this. Nigga, you can't swim. And then you decide to go in the deep end with the sharks, found out shit's a little steep. And all of a sudden you want everybody to jump in there. Save your ass. You were warned, brother. I don't think it's a good thing. I don't like seeing you being devoured. But what more can a man do? Like J. Cole says, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. That's you. I got the logs. I got the text messages. I got all the DMs. I got the voice notes. You were warned dozens of times. Now you want to act brand new. Whoa.
Bro, my wife's in the chat asking me to go do fucking the dryer on again. And everybody's making fun of me for doing chores. All right. Thank you, baby. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Wow. This happened to me. Okay. Well, listen. Take your Matrix. Take your red pill. Go off to Bucharest. Suck off the tates. And just maybe you might make a few crypto dollars. Because me personally, I don't give a fuck.
Isn't it funny, though? Because, like, this is one of the things I criticize, like, just Pearly things for this kind of shit. Like, he's stuck so far into like this red pill ideology that's his only moneymaker now. His only choice now, if he wants to like make money genuine, or if he wants to make money like he used to, is to suck them off. Like, he can't, like, he's stuck there. So I feel bad for him in that sense. But like now he has no other option to change his ideology, because he's not going to be able to make money on like Rumble or whatever bullshit service without being like an antagonistic fucking insane person. There's no out for him. And he did it to himself, bro. He's going to keep going. And, like, now we can't even distinguish whether it's real or if it's just a fucking grift, because that's all he's got left. That's the only audience that he's got left, are fucking crazy people, to be honest with you.
Be accountable for the actions that you took, because literally nobody, not one person on this planet, is surprised by your downfall or you being deplatformed other than yourself. And if you had any kind of integrity, you would go talk to the people beside you who are in the business of engaging in the very actions that make you suffer today. But you won't do that. You won't do that. Huh? Trying to get me to talk about Palestine. Meanwhile, you kicking it with war criminals. Man, get the fuck up out of here. Get the fuck up out of here.
Watch the Apple and Peach video he did about you. Bro, these blue pill people only focus on.
I like that too, the blue pill. When he calls somebody blue pill, he's just calling them stupid. He's saying that they're just sheeps, they're bots, they're dumb. That's what he's trying to say, which is another just disrespectful. You like how it's like he'll beg people to talk, like he's begging Abin and Preach to talk about his shit going on, and then when they say no, when they don't do it, he's calling them fucking idiots. That's what that is. That's what blue pill means. Oh, you're just a bot, you're a sheep, you're an idiot, you're a fucking moron. That's what he's saying, bro. He's just being disrespectful and he doesn't get what he wants. That's childish. That's a childish behavior.
The shit that, bro, you know what is newsworthy and what Abba and Priest should be about if they're a commentary channel who cares about free speech? They should have made a video talking about the fact that I got deplatformed off of most of these social media sites. But he didn't. It doesn't matter. He'll get on calls with me like, oh, I care about you. I want you to do well. I don't want your platform to be taken away. I just want to see you make money. Okay.
First off, you're already taking an L because you're eating a drumstick with a fork. Fucking backwards ass weirdo. Now.
If you really care about what I'm talking about, you should have made a video talking about how I got deplatformed.
I can't listen to
If I really care about you making money, I should know. I care about you keeping your career and going well, so I gave you advice to not get deplatformed. I find it so funny that you get on your final video and you're like, oh man, they deleted my second channel. Like, you're acting surprised. I told you this was going to happen. I told you.
A lot of people, I think, told me it was going to happen.
You're going to lose everything. Jadion told you. Desi, all these people were telling you what was going to happen. That's how you show somebody they care. Not after they fucked up, but before. When you warn them, bro, you're going too fast. That's how you show somebody you care.
Super Thunder M super chatted $5. Hey Papa,
what's up, brother?
Today is my birthday
Hey,
and I
happy
was
birthday,
wondering
brother.
if you could wish me happy birthday. Love your streams.
Happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday. Wow.
Nothing. I could have just farmed you for views. I could have done a bunch of stuff if I really wanted to. I was
Yeah, if anything, he held back, so.
warning you in private numerous times. Oh, I don't care. Okay, stupid. Well, listen. You're playing a stupid game. You'll win a dumb prize. Congratulations. You can carry on eating fucking drumsticks with your fork, looking dumb on live. I don't care. Go do whatever you want to do. But don't sit here talking about, blah, blah, blah. That's you, stupid. That's you.
Damn, he's
and
really
again,
going after
these
it,
are two
bro.
videos now. What have you not heard?
Accountability.
Okay. All the bad things are happening to you because the outside world's a problem. All right, young man. Okay. Well, you carry on living like that. That's
I called him young man. Damn.
great. While you telling these women accountability, I haven't seen you take it a single time. Not once. Not once. But good job. Actually, no, he did do it once. When the Muslims cucked him into apologizing. Yeah. And he had to go religion. Now he took it.
They gained up.
Yeah.
What are they talking about with
About to
that?
smack him.
Yeah. I love Jews, though.
Stop. Hold on. New rule for you,
My dad
Sneako.
loves
Right?
Jews.
No rule for you. You are not allowed to make fun of any religions on my stream until you make fun of Islam. After you do that, you're free to make fun of whatever you want, okay?
Look at his face. Look at his face.
What is this? This is like childish. Okay.
2 hours later.
Because I talk a lot about wanting to convert to Islam. I've always talked about how the religion that I identify with the most is Islam.
No, brother, you gotta.
No, that's it. I don't have anything to joke about Islam. It's a perfect religion, very peaceful. They're very accepting. I have nothing bad to say about that.
Damn, what a fucking hypocrite, huh?
Nothing but love for all religions. I love all religions equally, actually. I love Judaism, Christianity, Islam. They're all great.
No, you don't. You fucking talk shit about Judaism all the time. You think that they're fucking running the world and you promote conspiracy theories against them, you fucking dumbass.
They're all great.
I keep seeing this meme in my head. You know, like those cucked porn videos where Sneako's just sitting in the corner and there's a Muslim man just fucking his values.
After nearly a decade of dedicating my life's work to YouTube.com, they terminated all of my channels. For those of you that don't know, before I started live streaming 3 months ago, I amassed 1 million subscribers on my main channel called Sneako, doing artistic, creative, funny videos with the motto of seeking truth through funny.
And I'm gonna be real here, and I say this every single time, bro. Is that I asked this question truly and genuinely. Is that was Sneako ever that profound, or was he just cosplaying a profound person on the internet? There was this content creator, Lieutenant Corbus, young kid, who would like this young girl, and she would say some like conservative shit, and people were like, wow, she's so young and mature and profound. And the theory there is that she was just kind of echoing other creators that she liked because she was saying similar messages to like iDubbbz at the time. And it's like, I wonder if his content was just like he heard somebody he respected and he's like, I want to promote this message. Because at the time, what was he really making? He was making a lot of live. He wasn't really doing live streaming. I think when he was really young, he might have live streamed here and there. But like in his height, like he was making on the street videos. He's making on the street videos. And listen, I'm not going to pretend because I haven't watched like any of it. I haven't really watched any of his on the street videos. So I'm not asserting that this is true. But to be honest with you, on the street videos are very easy to promote a message, because let's say like if you can go out into the world and you can have an idea of what you want to portray, and you do 3, 4, 5 hours, and then you get a 10-minute video out of 5 hours of content. And it's because a lot of people fundamentally doing these fucking on the street videos, they're looking for a specific ideology or to promote. So if you're on the street and you're looking to say feminism bad, you ask some questions to the women. Most of them are going to give you normal person answers, and then some of those women are going to say some out-of-pocket shit, because some women are fucking crazy, just like some men are crazy, right? And then you put that shit up, right? Same thing when people go to like LGBTQ pride parades, right? And they go and they can do the same thing. They'll interview for hours, but then they're just going to show you the fucking asshole who wears a dog costume at the parade, which is just fucking insane. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with like the, stuff on like, I don't know, the Daily Show or the Colbert Report, where they go out and they do interview Trump supporters. They find the dumbest fucking Trump supporters that they can to make them look as dumb as possible. And they're like, see, this is all conservatives. I'm just saying, dude, it's very easy to get for this message to happen. And I haven't watched it, but I truly wonder if once he just started live streaming, people just started to realize that he wasn't like this profound individual that he pretended to be. He didn't have control over what he would, once you go onto that live stream platform, people are, wait a minute, you're not this guy that I thought you were. Now you're putting everything out into the open. It's, you can't keep the character up. Thank you. Someone said, yes, I do know what you're saying. I know I say, you know what I'm saying a lot. I'm sorry, okay? You fucking asshole. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Then when I started live streaming on my second channel, Sneako, I quickly grew to 850,000 subscribers in a summer. They had to do something. The theme of my live streams was labeled as Red Pill, which a lot of people on the internet misconstrue as some pickup artist, misogynistic, women hating, when in reality, the analogy
you literally said to me you don't respect women. Like, yes.
comes from the movie The Matrix. The Red Pill meaning is the truth. Since the beginning of my streaming, the mantra I kept repeating to my
It comes from a movie? Could you imagine like looking at a movie and thinking that a movie that was made by Hollywood was an actual representation of like escaping the matrix, like escaping the magical matrix? You know what I mean? It's like, guys, we've been brainwashed. So here's this. We've been brainwashed by Hollywood. They're all pedophiles. So, but I know this because of the Hollywood movie made by those people I say are pedophiles. A red pill. Isn't it kind of silly? You're fanboying a movie so hard that you think that it's an actual whole fucking ideology, bro. It's actually crazy.
Chat was that freedom of speech is dead, and if they censor it, it's true. And since
if they censor it, it's true. That's such a dumb thing. That's anti-mainstream. This isn't like an intelligent take. It's an anti-mainstream take. All he's doing is anti-mainstream. If they censor it, it's true. All right. That means if somebody goes around and says says racial slurs to a person of color, that must be true if they censor it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's dumb. It's just dumb. It's dumb. It's a dumb thing to say, bro.
then they got me for 3 strikes, and that's why they terminated everything, not just my second channel, but my main channel and any fan channel with my name in it. So I posted a YouTube short on my main channel saying, hey guys, I can't stream for 2 weeks. I'll see you soon. And YouTube hit me with the circumvention strike, and that's how they were able to delete everything off the platform. It's an excuse.
Okay, you saying it's an excuse isn't accurate. The rules in place because they don't want you continually posting to your audience, okay? You're already on thin ice. They give you 3rd strike, okay? You're already on thin ice. You post again, doesn't matter what it is that you post. If they told you you can't post, but you post elsewhere, they go come for that is. They're already watching you.
The feds.
This is why you got to do something. You want to go on Instagram, you want to go on Twitter, whatever you got left, you post it there. Okay, there's a difference between 2 things. There's what's right and what's smart. Is this right? You can make the case for either or, but I would probably on the fact that I don't like people being deplatformed, whether I like it or hate them. Same thing I said for Fresh and Fit, I would say for this, I don't think they should be deplatformed. However, if you're asking me what's smart, this is so incredibly stupid. And
here's the thing. It's like one of those things where like fundamentally, I think there's a high bar for deplatforming. But when you look at YouTube's like rules for like some of the stuff where like he was harassing another creator, like sexually harassing another creator, I could see why they do it. You know what I mean? Like 0 tolerance policy on that shit. Okay.
And a lot of the things that you did were incredibly fucking stupid. I'm telling people, be smart. If that's that's not being, that's you understanding you have an opportunity to help folks, influence folks, do whatever you want. If you are just diplomatic, but folks don't want to do diplomacy. They want their way or the highway. Well, guess what? You work for a company. You don't want to negotiate. You don't want to be diplomatic. Well, they're going to tell you to take a hike because they don't need you. Do you guys understand that? Like when you're on these platforms, the reason why you want to be on YouTube is because there's advertisers. Well, YouTube understanding there's advertisers sets policies in place so that they can protect their investment, which is the advertiser giving them money.
It's true, man. That's what happened with the whole adpocalypse. This shit was going too crazy, so now they're tighter on the leash on that shit. It makes sense. And honestly, my experience on YouTube versus TikTok, they are much looser, and you could talk a lot more on YouTube about shit than you ever could on TikTok. So to be honest with you, so far my overall experience with YouTube has been pretty solid.
You come in and you jeopardize that.
Hopefully that doesn't bite me in the ass.
Then you think you don't have to negotiate with them or give ground on anything. Take a walk.
You work for YouTube. You work for YouTube.
They have more power at the table.
Listen, I don't know what job. In the things that you did, I don't know what job would have given you 3 strikes. If you go on a normal job, a normal 9 to 5, and you simulate that you're fucking one of your coworkers,
yeah, you're done.
I don't know how they're going to give you 3 strikes because that company is now liable. YouTube,
you're either done or they're going to try to suppress it. But if that woman goes forward, you're fucked. And rightfully so, honestly.
Who gave you the courtesy of giving you 3 strikes?
There's no consistency with the rules. They attack people who are going against their agenda. All the YouTubers that are celebrating me being banned right now have proved my point.
Bro, there's so many conservative content creators, you just can't say that. Because his argument would be like, YouTube's a liberal place. And it probably is, like, tends to be more left-leaning, for sure. But you got a lot of conservative content creators talking their shit that are more popular. They don't care. This is the problem, is you gotta be real here. YouTube doesn't give a fuck about you. They give a fuck about money. Okay, if they could, YouTube would monetize people screaming fucking slurs. They don't care. That's why you saw like a fucking I think it was a Burger King commercial on a video like Alabama N-word video, which I think is what started the that's my understanding of like what started the whole adpocalypse, because they didn't give a fuck. They didn't give a fuck about that shit. They were making money. They want money from advertisers. So now they have to police because our advertisers like, I don't want my name on that fucking bullshit. I don't want Burger King ads on this fucking shit. So now they got to police. They don't give a fuck. They don't want to ban you. They don't care. It's a company. They just want money. They only banned you because you were hurting their ability to make money. Because you were saying outlandish shit and like fucking sexually harassing content creators.
point as well. They are so brainwashed and programmed that they can't comprehend the fact that celebrating the banning of another YouTuber is sick.
Well, I mean, I tried to warn him. I tried to warn him. And yeah, YouTube, I mean, look, it's YouTube's website. They can do whatever the fuck they want. If he broke TOS, then that's an L for him. But I warned him. I told him, like, he was moving mad. He was moving mad.
That's not celebrating.
That's not celebrating.
That's not celebrating. He's not, yay! He's not like that. That has, the tone is not, yo, he said, you were moving mad. I'm trying to warn him. If he broke the rule, he broke the rule. That's not celebration, bro.
Bruv, how many people told you you were moving mad? Everybody was telling you you're moving mad, you're gonna get banned. You didn't listen to anybody. You let your nuts hang, you did what you wanted to do, and then you got it. He's like, well, listen, that's you. We warned you. And you were moving mad.
I would stop
You call that celebration? This is the hard-headedness and like the kind of like dumb speak that you do sometimes. I can't. You know what made me laugh too?
What?
I was telling him.
Moving mad. I'm gonna have to apologize like Valkyrie if I started saying moving mad, bro.
You know, during our discussion, I was telling him like, yo, listen, after some time, you know, fucking every woman on the planet, it just gets boring. Like, you ain't trying to get new yourself.
I remember that shit.
He's like, nah. It's just you getting older, whatever. I said, okay, whatever. You don't want to listen, don't listen. You like fucking Sneako?
We all do, yeah.
You like fucking you, pussy?
Yeah.
Believe it or not, that shit gets old.
Nah.
100%.
Nah.
It does.
100%. And I could point you to hundreds of players who are online right now who have videos of them telling you new pussy gets old. In fact, how about I tell you this one? And this is something even Andrew Tate says. This is something even Andrew Tate says. All right? Sex becomes overrated after time.
No, it's overrated now.
Yeah, he says new pussy. He's like,
why do you want to keep fucking? I don't know. I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, you know, other things prioritize. What happens as you get older, but like, I don't know if sex is, I don't know. I don't have that personal experience right now. I'm just saying.
Why do you think that is?
Because you get used to it. It becomes like when you eat the same food over and over again, it becomes boring. That's why you get new. That's why you get new pussy, so that you spice it up. Or keep upgrading.
But guess what? After you had enough new pussy, there is no more new pussy.
There's always new
no.
pussy.
There is technically more new pussy, but like the feeling of like, oh, the game like gets boring. You know what I mean?
Think that. After you've had a few dimes, you realize dimes ain't nothing. After you've had some baddies, you realize baddies ain't nothing.
So what do you
why do you think so many of these dudes, as they get older in life, they stop talking about this shit nearly as much?
Because they get older and they're less testosterone.
Because it's boring, bro. Because you got kids, you got a wife, you got kids, you got fucking events, bro. Dude, when you get older, I'm gonna tell you right now, there's times where I'd rather, listen. There's times where I'd rather play fucking video games than have sex. Because I'm just like, eh. Like, I love having sex with my wife, but it's just like, okay. I mean, sometimes that could be an event. When you get older, I'm gonna tell you one of the things. When you get older, sometimes you have to make a choice between having a food and eating. I mean, sorry, having food and fucking, you know, having sex. I know it sounds crazy, but you know, if you have a big meal, you're not having sex that night. Your body ain't, you're just like, whoa, you know, it just happens, bro. You know what I mean?
It's not even that.
But even if it was that, even if you get lower testosterone, who cares? That chemical process, even if that was it, who gives a shit? Oh, you have lower testosterone. Okay, even if that's true, who cares? Your body has like chemical reactions and changes, and that has an impact on the way that you interact with the world. So even if that's true, who cares? Like, you're still agreeing. Like, the funny thing is that he's disagreeing with him, even though what he's saying actually is an agreement. Well, yeah, it just happened because you lower testosterone. Bro, you're going to have lower testosterone when you get older. You know that, right? So
you realize, like, bruv, the payout ain't worth the work in.
Because you get tired. You get older, you don't have as much energy. You get,
Dude goes to Bucharest, sits in front of Andrew Tate. What do you think Andrew Tate tells him?
I don't give a shit. You can give me the baddest bitch on the planet, the most beautiful girl on the planet. I don't care. I don't even know who she is, but she's out there somewhere, and she could DM me on Instagram, and I could look at her and go, wow, you're absolutely beautiful. But if she tries to meet me in a scenario that I think it's a setup, or if she says something I really don't like, sorry, goodbye.
Right.
Fuck you. What is this? Pussy? It's sex. Who cares? It's a black hole. Hedonism is a black hole. And you can go down it forever, but you'll never be satisfied or satiated when you just go down the black hole of
I think hedonism is just like fucking constantly fucking, right?
Hedonism. There has to be a point where you wake up and realize, no matter how much pussy I fuck, this hole is going to stay as large and black as it is now. And that's just the way the game is. And you get to a point where you finally just say, I know I can fuck girls. I fucked enough of them. And this is just not that fun anymore. Would you play a video game that never ended? Would you you want to complete the levels?
I've been playing World of Warcraft for like 14 years, right, since the release. So. Is it when 2003? What are we in? Damn, 19 years. Damn. I take breaks, but I always go back. Same, bro.
And complete the game. If the game just goes forever, after 20 minutes, you're like, this is bullshit. It's just a game. That's the game of life.
I just think it's corny.
I'll tell you, man. You know, it's just like love is more stimulating than sex, especially once you get out of your system. Once you get it out of your system, and you're like, okay, I've conquered enough shit. There's nothing that really that replaces a genuine connection. That's why I say, like, my dating advice to you guys, obviously, is to get some confidence in, shower and all that shit. But start going out on dates, even if they're bad dates, even if you don't find the girl super attractive, go take her out to eat. Go spend $20-$30 on a date. Get practice to just talking to her. Maybe you'll like her. Maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe you'll be cool. Maybe some of you guys that are like virgins have too high standards, and that's why you can't get girls. But like girls might be interested in you that are at your level attractiveness wise, but you don't give them a chance because like you have high expectations because all you're doing is jerking off to fucking porn with like perfect bodies. Girls who get like surgery even on their fucking pussies so that their pussies don't look like roast beef. I'm not even kidding. Like that, like different pussies exist. You know what I mean? And like you have such high expectations of like this perfect girl when you're not perfect, bro. Where you're like, maybe your dick's a little misshapen. Maybe, you have uneven fat deposits. Maybe your voice is a little weird. Maybe you have a little awkward. You know what I mean? And you have such high expectations, and that's part of the thing that's keeping you out of the dating game. I'm just being for real. And you can go on a date with a girl who maybe you wouldn't normally go on there because your expectations are high and you're nervous and you've never fucked before. And then you might be like, well, damn, I like this girl a lot. And I realize that I can tell her about some of the shit that fucks me up. You can confide in her some of the issues that you have. And she can confide into you. And all of a sudden, these insecurities you have as a person, she doesn't think that you need to be insecure. But she respects it, and she makes you feel better about it. And she gasses you up. And then you do the same thing to her. And you guys fall in love. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. I feel like part of this incel shit is that some guys have too high expectations. I'm not saying girls don't either. I understand that's complicated, but you can only control yourself. You can't control the environment. You know what I'm saying? And so, do your shit. Develop that connection. And you know what? The first girl you're going to go out with, you might feel like you developed the connection and you're going to date her and you're going to think this is supposed to be it, and it's going to end in a year. And you need to do that. You need to fail. You need to go out there, you need to fail in that relationship, you need to be upset, you need to learn how to be upset, you need to learn how to get over being upset, and you need to learn to not let that ruin women for you the rest of the time, and you need to learn what happened wrong, and you're going to learn that they had boundaries you didn't want to accommodate, and that you had boundaries they didn't want to accommodate, and now you know next time when you engage in another relationship that what those boundaries are, what you want to set, what you're willing to concede, and who you're compatible with. That's dating. Go out and just, when I used to date, I've had like a lot of sex and I would date a lot of girls, but I was always dating them. I would date them for a period of time. Every girl that I ever slept with, even when I was like rotating multiple girls, it was always just like, I was like, I could date this person seriously. I always had it in my mind. And then I would sleep with them, of course. But I was never just like, I think that hooking up is like stupid. I was like a serial dater, I guess you'd say. I usually did them for like 2 or 3 months because I felt like you didn't know somebody until 3 months. And that's when I'd be like, okay, I'll be in a relationship with this person. That's the way that you should be dating. That's my advice. And you'll sleep around a little bit. You can get sow your wild oats, wear a condom. You'll learn about people, you'll learn about yourself, and you'll be happy, man.
That you're gonna act like, oh, nobody knows what they talk about, I'm gonna do whatever I want. Then Tate repeats the same thing, all of a sudden you want to listen.
Why is that?
It's like, okay, well, guess what? You don't want to take the advice? That's cool. Don't take it. But don't be surprised when you lose a lot of them sympathy points when everybody warned you were going too fast and then you went head first into a wall. That's all I'm saying.
Why do you think someone would do that?
What do you mean?
Switch like that because it's the same information.
Because Sneako isn't a critical thinker. That's what it is, bro. I'm just saying. I know a lot of people have a lot of respect for him, think he's a smart guy, but he doesn't listen. You can't be smart if you don't listen. The smartest people in the world listen when they hear stuff, and you don't even have to change your mind immediately. But if you only listen to one person, when somebody gives you some information, sit down and critically think about it. Think about the information that you're receiving. You might not like the person. Still think about the information you receive. You don't have to change your mind immediately. But he doesn't respect people. He doesn't critically think. But like if the person that he's been designing his entire philosophy off of has a difference in opinion, he eats that opinion up. And I know I'm not like that. I know a lot of you guys aren't like that because there are a lot of you guys that like me a lot, and I respect that. And you disagree with me, which I respect that as well. And I will tell you right now that if I had to point myself to like any content creator that like I would like to be like, it's Jon Stewart. And there's times that I disagree with Jon Stewart. And I know I'm not a super political guy, but like I respect the honesty, I respect the humor, I respect the compassion, the genuinity, the fucking realness from this guy, even when I think that he fucks up. And like I know I'm not like that, but like this is a guy I respect the fuck out of Jon Stewart, right? Andrew Tate is Sneako's Jon Stewart. But he'll just eat it up. Whatever this guy says, boom, 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 eat. That's all it is. You know? You got to think about this shit. So.
Maybe he respects Tate. He looks up to Tate, whatever it might be. I don't know. But I think if you can only take advice based off of who says it, then you're probably not most apt when it comes to learning. I can hear good things come out of people I even disagree with.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can learn from people I disagree. I can be like, you know what you're saying there is true. That makes sense. Or maybe that's something I got to think about. Right?
That's why people call us, we're sitting on the fence and shit. Like, it's not a sport where everything your team does, you're with that shit.
True.
You choose a camp and you rock. I wear those colors. I bleed that. And every decision that team makes, you're like, yeah, even if that doesn't make no sense. You know what I mean? So, yeah, maybe people think, oh, yeah, you're just sitting on the fence, but that's not really what it is.
The government is watching me. The senator of Michigan played my clip of a stream. The committee, the chair of Homeland Security said that I'm a domestic threat. And that
bro, even it's late. They didn't play his clip, bro. They played a clip with him in it of Nick Fuentes being anti-Semitic.
I'm encouraging violence.
So that we all understand exactly the
and then he cuts that part out to make it seem like it's all about him.
Of extremist
I watched
content
this video. I watched the Sneako video. His final message. Just Google Papa God Sneako final message or look up on YouTube.
Are discussing today, and I'd like to take a moment to show a few examples. If you'd check the screen.
And he just showed the part. They just showed the part. He cut the part out where it said Nick Fuentes said it. Because they literally, in that Senate meeting.
You'd check the screen.
Right after he said check the screen, what popped up was the name Nick Fuentes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He cut that part out to make it seem like it was him. He cut out what Nick Fuentes said about Jewish people. And then he just played the part where he was like mocking Jewish people. It ain't about you, bro. Sneako is not even the side character in the main character story. All right. Sneako is a support character that got a few too many episodes. That's the reality, bro. He's the support character that they left in a little bit too long because they didn't know how to kill him off. I'm just saying, like, you're not that important, bro. Once you realize your place in the world where you're not that important, that's when you're gonna have a great time in life. That's why, hey, I'm not that important. It's always good to be humble. This guy ain't humble. He's a big fucking red flag. He doesn't listen. He doesn't critically think. He's not humble. You know, he has a victim complex. He's fucking antagonistic. He's disrespectful. You know, like, what do you want me to tell you, bro? You're a walking red fucking flag.
What really happened is...
Hold on a second. What's that last part? Yeah, see, I was trying to see that part of the Nick Fuentes, but they cut it out.
What really happened is Susan got a phone call from somebody on...
Bro, you're just a World of Warcraft escort quest. That's all you are, bro.
Island saying, you need to get rid of this guy. He's growing too fast and he's exposing the truth. You need to get rid of him before he keeps waking people up.
Ooh, the feds are going to get you.
I'm willing to play that one.
Ab was that video.
Okay. You know, and Sneako brought this up to me. You know, he's like, bro, are you afraid? I'm like, no. Why aren't you afraid? Because I know this isn't a big deal. I watched the whole thing. So I watched the Gold Senate thing where I showed up on the clip, right? I was on Sneako's podcast. What ended up happening, okay? And this is the wild shit where he's moving mad, okay? Is I'm having a conversation with Sneako and Jadion. We just hopping it up, talking about stuff. It's a good conversation.
Right.
All of a sudden, Sneako brings on Nick Fuentes, white supremacist weirdo, okay?
True.
And this man starts going off about race realism, Jewish people, doing a lot of crazy talk.
Outlandish.
That clip gets brought up before the Senate. The Senate starts posting like 5, 6, 7 videos of people saying extremist stuff. And that was like the 3rd video out of the 7. And the reason why they brought up that clip wasn't because I was on screen, wasn't because Jadion was on screen, or because Sneako was on screen. It's because Nick Fuentes, who's banned from everything, whose bank accounts have been closed, and who's like the leader of a weird party, was on screen. So why would I be worried? Nothing's happened to me. Nothing was going to happen to Sneako, but he got his own problems there. The real issue was that you were bringing on wild people, and those people were being targeted. So,
and then you attached yourself to those people, and you're like, "See, I'm a victim now." I wonder if Sneako just attached himself to Nick Fuentes to give him an excuse to fail, because he's like, "Yeah, see, the reason this is happening is because I'm friends with Nick Fuentes." You know what I mean? Instead of being like, man, nobody gave a fuck about that clip about you. They're talking about Nick Fuentes' name came up first on that Senate clip, bro.
That's the truth. Now, am I nervous? No, not really. I don't care. And nothing's really happened. And most of the other people who were on that panel, nothing happened to them. But he wants to build this narrative that the government and everybody was coming for him, and Susan and Epstein Island, all stuff. It's not that deep. The truth is, You got banned because you were acting wild on the platform, saying dumb shit and simulating yourself fucking another YouTuber, and that ended up being the.
And I think some people were pissed off about the Brandon Buckingham shit, where like you leverage this fake sexual assault threat, saying he literally threatened to rape my girlfriend. I talk about that too. You look up Brandon Buckingham if you don't know the situation. I'm not qualifying everything here, but like, fuck, I want to say they had a Brandon was in his DMs being like, yo, bro, we should do like a fight. And he was like, I love you. You're a content creator. You're great, blah, blah, blah. Something along those lines. Sneako said, yo, stop riding my dick. Brandon took that disrespectfully. He went on, put up a Twitter thing talking about how he's calling Sneako out for the fight now. And that Sneako says he loves beef, so he's going to give it to him. And then when he's in New York, he's gonna gangbang. Or no, he's going to run a train on his girl like she wants him to. That was what he said. Sneako's initial reaction was like, yo, that's really he's just trying to disrespect me the way he feels disrespected by me. Then he switched that when he started talking to other content creators, trying to get them to break off their ties with Brandon Buckingham. Saying like he literally, and he says the words, he literally threatened to rape my girlfriend. This guy's a fucking scumbag. He does the same shit that he would say that another girl should go to jail for that shit. But he does the same fucking shit. I've seen him say it. He's a false, like that's a false accusation, bro. You're not even living by your own truth. You're not real. You're not a real person. That's it.
No cross. That's the truth. But if you want to make it a bigger conspiracy thing because it makes you feel more important, do whatever you want. I'm just not buying it.
But what they don't realize is that I don't need YouTube.com to go connect with people. YouTube is just a platform that I use. What I really need is my voice and a camera.
So why don't you want us to cover it then? Well, the fact that he's saying that he doesn't
yeah, true.
really care, doesn't really need that. But I'm like, why don't you talk about me being that platform? I'm like, hey, bro, you care. Yeah, we're saying the same thing.
Two YouTubers that I looked up to when I was a kid, H3, Ethan Klein, and KSI, are both making fun of me when I got banned, even though they're YouTubers. These are two YouTubers that before I even started YouTube, I looked up to as an example. And I saw them both sell their soul in real time. After they got canceled, and after the same people that are coming after me came after them, they sold out. They gave up their principles and they apologized. They changed their agenda and they say whatever the fuck is on Twitter trending. Deep down, they both know that they sold out because I know. I've been watching.
Yeah, you just say the opposite what's on Twitter. That's the problem, bro. You're a fucking contrarian, dog.
Them for as long as they've been making videos. So when someone like me comes around, they attack me instead of the bigger system that's controlling us all. I'm not a bad person. I'm just trying to wake you up. And they're jealous of the fact that they should have done what I did.
He probably isn't a bad person. He's just not a very smart person. No fucking offense. Well, I guess full offense, bro. But you're not waking anybody up to shit. You're mostly fucking pandering to like a bunch of young people that think you're an edgy. Dude, you know what? When it comes to somebody like Andrew Tate, I can definitely see why some young men who are feeling like beaten down by the system in place could look at Andrew Tate and go through all the bullshit and be like, yo, this guy has some good messaging. I could see that. I could see why you would do that for Andrew Tate. I can. There's nobody who's following Sneako because he's giving good advice. Because they're following Andrew Tate. Sneako doesn't, there's nothing profound about what this dude's saying. He's just fucking Andrew Tate light. You know, like he's got nothing. He's just antagonistic. When you look at Andrew Tate, he says some provocative shit, and part of that was during his Big Brother days, and it was intentional. I know because I know Big Brother. I used to watch that shit. He was trying to put on this whole persona, so he would say some provocative ass shit, and he wanted some attention. So some of the things he said were provocative. But like, if you read some of the things he was saying, I was like, I understand where you're coming from, even if I disagree. Sneako doesn't do that. He's just looking at Andrew Tate surface level and going, I want to do that. So that's the reason. So Andrew Tate was a little too extra because like he was, you know, it was a sprinkle on top of his content that he makes kind of shit, you know. Sneako saw the sprinkle on top part, the antagonism, the animosity, and he's like, that's what I want to do. And he just copied that surface level. There's no depth to his content. And that's it. He was just parroting that shit. That's all it was, bro. That's what I'm saying. He's just a copycat. He doesn't understand the depth of it. He's cosplaying. And I think that's always how he's been. Even when people are like, I respect your content, he's probably just cosplaying another content creator he respected back in the day. And I could be wrong about that, but to be honest with you, based on the way that I'm seeing now, he's probably just what it is. And that's how you burn through all that in charitability. But you're still got a little bit of it. That's why people like Abba were pulling punches from you before. And I could respect the friendship angle. I can. But like, that's why people were pulling punches on you. They were criticizing you, but they were like, yo, you got to stop with this shit. Blah, 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 blah. Right? Because they thought that you were genuine in the past. And you want to know what? I don't know that you ever were. Could be wrong. But
I find it funny that a lot of these guys get up on these platforms and
Do I think that Andrew Tate has depth? Do you think Andrew Tate has depth? Bro, like, not for nothing. Like, truly speaking, if you're just sort of coming into the stream, then maybe this is why you don't understand where I'm coming from. But they played a clip where Andrew Tate was talking about how, like, basically you get to a point where you want to start developing, like, more deep connections in that, like, chasing pussy because something that's old. And I look at Andrew Tate as a 35-year-old provocateur, honestly, with some messaging that can be decent, who's looking for love, and he's having struggles finding it. He's struggling to find it, because he's spent his entire, like, developmental period chasing pussy, right? And so he's saying some real shit. That's some deep shit. He's not pandering at that. He's telling people, like, yeah, it gets old. So there's some depth there. There's some depth there. So, like, yeah, I think the guy has some depth. You can disagree with me, but that's like, I think that's a supporting argument that's even shown in this video that shows that guy's got some fucking depth there, right?
Always preach all this stuff, but never take it for themselves. Cool. You the one messed up right now. You the one suffering all these negative consequences, but you can't see how you played a part in all of this. You don't see the part that you played in any of this, okay? I want to see these young creators do well. And a lot of them are doing supremely well. And I think it's dope that I watch these guys grow beyond anything I can even imagine. And I want to see them make all the money and change their lives, change their family's life, change their whole fucking lineage's life. I want that for them. If they just move a bit smarter, they can avoid losing that opportunity. That's it. That's it. After that, have whatever. I vehemently disagreed with Sneako for months. And I was telling him I disagree with, like, the vast majority of what you be saying, because I think it's stupid. But I still gave him advice to not get deplatformed. Why? Because even though I don't see eye to eye to you, I still want to see you do well. You didn't take that advice. Now you say I'm not supportive. Okay. You know what fake people do? Fake people will sit there and tell you, oh, keep going, even though it's leading you to your doom.
Bro.
That's what fake people do. I told you.
Especially if those people can get some clout off of you by saying, keep going, keep going, keep going. It's true.
I told you shit you didn't want to hear, and that shit upset you. Okay. Well, then stay. Maybe you're going to learn this lesson one day. Maybe you'll never realize that you're too hard-headed and stupid to realize. I don't care. Now it's your problem. Because I can't do much more, and I'm not going to force my advice on nobody. Do what you want to do. Anything else?
Oh, no.
No? How do you feel as a beta blue pill?
You know what?
What?
You would have said that a couple of months ago, a couple of years ago. I'd be like, I'm not no, but sure.
Who cares?
How do I feel? Platformed.
Yeah, that's a pot thing to say.
They should have ended it right on that line. That would have been fucking killer.
Hey, okay.
Hey, man. Listen.
Okay.
Hey, it's crazy, man. Man gets deplatformed and you realize how badly he wants to be plugged back into the matrix.
It's crazy.
Right? Right? You
Crazy?
TikTok,
Yeah.
I mean, go be unplugged.
All right, man. Yo, listen, here's my thing. I respect that video a lot because that's one of the criticisms I've had of Abba for a while. You know what I mean? I feel like people are treating Sneako like a fucking kid. And I know he's young, but, like, it gets to a point where, like, goddamn. But that was some tough love. They tried the gentle love first. Didn't seem to work. Now they gave him some fucking tough love. Maybe Sneako will respond well to that. And 2 years from now, Sneako might be able to come back. A year or two, I don't know, some period of time. He'll be able to come back with his new platform, being more honest. Saying maybe some more manosphere stuff, which I'll probably disagree with, but being more honest, not just trying to be provocative. You know what I'm saying? Maybe maybe he won't get the same million views, but maybe he'll get some good views. Maybe he'll be able to make a really solid career. Good for him, bro. Maybe that'll happen. You know what I mean? But that fucking honesty shit, let me tell you, when I tell you the internet wants dishonesty, bro, people, I don't know what it is, but people love to see you fucking go crazy and be a caricature. Like, the internet loves somebody who fucking flanderizes themselves. You know what I mean? Where you just become a caricature of who you are. It's your own goddamn fans. They like some base take that you make one time, and they want you to be that fucking person forever. I'm going to tell you right now, that's how everybody wants me to be when it comes to every content creator that I've criticized before. And it's fucking, you just can't do that shit. I'm going to bring up Ethan again. Like, with the whole joke thing that he made, they expected me to have an anti-Ethan take, but I'm not a fucking caricature. Like, I'm not going to say some shit that you want me to say because you expect me to say it. Go talk to a mirror. I'm not here to fucking tell you what you want to hear. And Sneako went down that trap. And it's easy to go down that trap. I'm telling you, they don't TikTok. I get it. But, like, you gotta get your shit together. You gotta speak honestly and truly and stay consistent morally, and you're solid, bro. And you're not even gonna realize that you're doing some dumb shit. But, like, you gotta stop caring about your audience. I'm not trying to be rude, I care about, like, I appreciate, respect everybody who watches my content, and of course who shows up to my lives, and I respect that, and I really appreciate the people who are interacting in my chat, and I love the back and forth, and when people, you know, say some shit about me, like, hey Pop, I disagree with that, I always respect that, but you have to not care about what you have to understand what it means to care about what some people say. You know what I'm saying? You have to listen to some criticism, which I do with my audience. You have to acknowledge unintelligent dumb fuck criticism, because some people are just saying dumb fucking shit. You have to acknowledge when it's dumb. If there's no actual criticism, if it's disrespectful, if they just parrot some stupid fucking point, you know not to respect those people. And you understand that just because people disagree with you on a video or on a take that you have doesn't mean that you just fundamentally change your entire ideology. You can sit there and you can think about it, but you want to know what? Sometimes you just got to double down if you feel like you're truly right and you feel like you're being honest and consistent, right? There you go. Pop, I only care about what Jesus says. I respect that. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching, and a special shout out to all my Patreon patrons, my YouTube members, and my Twitch subs. If you'd like to learn how you can contribute even more than you already are by simply watching the video, you can check the links down below, which will unlock a special feature depending on the platform that you subscribe to, such as Patreon here, that will get your name right here on this wall. Thank you so much guys again for watching, and have a good one.